All right, next up, there was a new Netflix movie that came out called, what was the new movie called here? Where did I lose it? I'm being so unprofessional. Leave the World Behind. Leave the World Behind. It was a straight to Netflix movie, and Netflix wonders why they're running out of money because they're spending billions and billions of dollars on projects that don't net them anything, but go off, I guess. Do your thing. The Obamas were the producers for it. And not only were the Obamas the producers for it, Barack Obama served as a direct consultant to the director who he's close personal friends with. Now, this movie was about a cyber attack that forced humans to realize the world around them is collapsing. This came out earlier this week. Do you want to know what happened 2 days after this movie hit Netflix? Cyber attacks from China against U.S. infrastructure and national security and all over the place. Several days after the Obama-funded movie about cyber attacks forcing humans to realize the world is collapsing came out. This is called predictive programming. They do things like this with movies. So you had the Contagion movie was almost spot on with COVID, right? Almost spot on predicting COVID back in 2011. This movie came out. This woman comes back from Hong Kong. She brings a virus back with her, and then the whole world goes to hell. You could also make the arguments that some zombie movies are like that. So a lot of people think alien movies are predictive programming to get people used to when the government drops that bombshell on us. Terminator, with Skynet, spooky how close that movie is to what we're seeing right now, minus the machines walking around shooting everybody. Minor part to that movie. Not a major part to the plot, though. So, the Obama movie, now go ahead, play this quick video of it from World Left Behind, or Leave the World Behind, whatever. I don't even give a shit what it's called. Play the first clip from it. Of course, they had to add some wokeism into the apocalypse. Go ahead.
I'm asking for you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people. Even Mom would agree with me on that.
Especially white people, we should not dole trust out to. Now, Mia, your people could probably kind of vouch for that. I'm not going to lie. Probably shouldn't. If a white person hands you a blanket, let it sit for a couple days. Maybe disinfect it. It is called Leave the World Behind, by the way. I double checked. I mistyped there in the OBS file. Nonetheless, Obama produced that movie, and then several days later, we have a cyber attack comes out. Predictive programming? Maybe. It's a little weird. It gets spookier, though. They are, right now they're talking about a massive cyber attack that could hit the UK at any moment that would completely disable the country as they know it. I mean, this is live right now as we're recording this on, Wednesday, December 13th. What?
Taylor Swift's birthday.
Is it Taylor? How old is she?
34.
We're going to get into that psyop on the midweek check-in about how they're going to use Taylor Swift to overhaul the economy and everything. We'll get into that. Stay tuned. That's how we tease the next show. Wednesday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here, wherever you're watching or listening. You got me off track there. So they're talking literally any moment. And a cyber attack, you've even had the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, that goon, he's even talked about how a cyber attack would be much more destructive than COVID. Because, I mean, if you think about it with COVID, I mean, at least people just sat in their houses and they could still talk to the outside world. They could order food. They could do all that stuff. You're talking cyber attack. I don't know of much in this country that isn't hooked up to the internet. I don't know of much at all. Just about everything. I mean, you see a cyber attack that hits the infrastructure in this country that shuts everything down. You're talking no internet, no communications. You're not going to be able to fill up gas in your car. You won't be able to get your money out of the bank. Most people don't carry little to no cash. And the cash that you did have, good luck, because there's going to be a run on all the stores. There won't be any food. The supply chain will be completely broken down. All the logistics are done on computers in this country. All the infrastructure, all the repairs, the entire government, the military, law enforcement, hospitals. Hope you don't have a heart attack. Fire department. Everything goes down in a cyber attack. And the Obamas, the former president, that a lot of people still think have a little bit of sway in how the country's run, because he said on the record that he wishes he could just run the country from sweats in his house for another 4 years. He said that on the record before he left office. Those Obamas, they just produced a movie about cyber attacks, massive cyber attacks against the United States, leading to the downfall of society. And what happened a couple days later? Cyber attacks from the Chinese government, massive ones. I mean, imagine if they shut down the fuel, if the Chinese or Russians or whoever, even our own government, and they blame it on those guys, could get in and shut down, could commit cyber attacks against the infrastructure, make it so that the fuel supply shut down, what happens? Well, trucks can't get to stores. When trucks can't get to stores, food doesn't get to houses. So you're going to get a run on the grocery stores. People are going to try to make a run on the banks, but no one can get into anybody's accounts. So there's nothing you can do. If you don't have cash stocked up, you're in trouble. So there'll be a run on the stores, run on the banks. There will be chaos. Think about it. Because the average person likes to sit there and think, oh, if we had a cyber attack, it wouldn't be that bad. Think about it for 2 seconds. Think about the last time maybe there was a bad storm and there was a power outage in your neighborhood and they're getting stuff put back together, but you go out driving and they still don't have the stoplight fixed and it's just flashing red or yellow or whatever color it does. Think about how stupid people act when that happens. They lose their freaking minds. Any semblance of common sense goes out the window at that intersection, and that's over a traffic light. How do you think people are going to act when everything's shut down? There's no cell phones, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no TV news, there's no way to get any information. They can't get around because there's no fuel they can get. They can't get food. How do you think people... Dude, people shoot and stab each other every day in this country over tennis shoes. Not every day, but more than it should happen. Every Black Friday, mobs, well, maybe not so much anymore, but mobs would trample people and beat people to death to save $100 or $200 on a flat screen TV. That's over a TV. That's a pair of shoes. What do you think people are going to start doing when there's no food and their family starving to death is on the line? So when I say a cyber attack is the worst thing that could happen in this country, it's the worst thing that could happen in this country. I am 100% serious. That leads to the downfall of mankind. And for you idiots out there, though, I would just go out to the woods. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, because there's people that are going to be out in the woods that are way more skilled than you are, and they are going to kick your ass, and you're either going to starve to death or get killed by them. So you're going to be stuck in suburbia competing for the limited resources with the rest of us. Good luck. You should have hit that sound effect there. That would have been perfect timing.
Good luck, everybody else!
I mean, it's a little spooky that they did just a little odd timing that would come out. That's the worst thing that could happen short of nuclear war, which I don't think is going to happen. I think that's overhyped. We're not fear-mongering on this show. That's not what we do. I'm just trying to warn people. They do these predictive programming things, so they give you a little bit of a heads up, so there's not so much of a big freak out when it does happen. And maybe it won't be on a broad scale. Maybe they'll hit California and do us all a favor. Leave the rest of us alone. I'm just saying, you got to watch out, man. Watch out, stock up, get a little bit of cash, some non-perishable foods. I got non-perishable food. I'm not going to tell you how much non-perishable food I have, and I'm not going to tell you where I live. How about that? I got enough, though. I'd be all right here. Are you okay? That scare you a little bit? A little spooky? A little scary? There's some real shit there. I mean, think about it. It would be bad. And that's the other thing, is this movie, like I said, Obama was the chief consultant on this movie. They asked Obama, hey, how do we make this more realistic? So, number one, I mean, is he giving us a map of is he giving us a preview of what's to come, number one? Number two, if he's not giving us a preview of what's to come, this guy's an idiot. These people want to call Trump a traitor. He basically, in a Hollywood movie, just gave all of our enemies the blueprint on what to do and how it would work. I've heard critics say people in national security have said that the movie's an extremely accurate depiction of how it would work. There's several steps to it, and the final step is civil war. The people revolt against the government because there's nothing left and they're starving to death, kind of like you saw in the French Revolution. Yeah, a cyber attack could shut this whole country down, bring it to a screeching halt if somebody could figure out how to do it. I mean, God forbid somebody figure out how to get into a nuclear power plant. Holy shit. Or some of the weapon systems. That's why when you see these idiots that want to advocate for AI-powered weapons, I saw the Pentagon was advocating the other day that they approved AI weaponry. So bombs that choose the targets, robots that choose who they want to kill, and they just approved the AI to decide who is and isn't an enemy. I mean, are we in a car with a drunk driver at the wheel? How many fucking movies do you people have to see? Hey, let's let AI decide what's a worthy target to kill and what's not. There's no way this could go wrong. It was nice knowing you guys. I mean, God forbid, if we have artificially intelligent nuclear weapons, yeah, I wonder what could go wrong there. Besides the machine saying, you know what, screw it, let's just kill all these people. What else could go wrong? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the Chinese or the Russians or whoever could hack into one of those nukes and drop it on New York City. That would be pretty shitty. That wouldn't be a fun time. So I know it's super fun. I got the smart house. I got the tablet, the Amazon Alexa, to have everything in your house all smarted up, smartified, we'll call it. I know that's super fun, but realize what that entails. The more quote-unquote smart devices you have in your house, the more you're leaving open to hacking. And that can be anybody. That can be people here. That can be the Chinese government. That can be your own government. Keep that in mind, too. A lot of us that listen to this show don't trust the government. So when you put your house on a smart system that's controlled from a third party somewhere else, or at least a third party somewhere else has access to, like we saw with the Liberty Safe, the Liberty Safe controversy, where you had these Liberty Safes and they had a secret password back at the company that owned it, or the company that produced it, and they're giving it over to the Fed so they can raid people's gun safes, because it's a smart safe. Think about what they could do with your house. You know, there's this big push for people to use less energy, right? So think of, you have a smart thermostat in your house. Perfect example. Smart thermostat in your house. What's to stop the government, or whoever these companies are, that the third party that's operating it from behind the scenes, what's to stop them from coming in and saying, you know what? We really need to combat climate change. So this winter, we're going to keep your house to a balmy 60 degrees. And you're not allowed to raise it because you have a smart thermostat in your house and you can't go any higher. We're going to reject it. We're going to control the climate of your house from 500 miles away, and there's nothing you can do about it. Good luck. Have fun. Have a holly jolly Christmas, you piece of shit. That's basically what they do. So yeah, so you're allowing your own government to control you that way. You're also leaving it susceptible to hackers. So, I mean, seriously, you have these smart refrigerators, these appliances, you're giving these people your entire lives and you aren't even thinking about it. What you eat, the temperature in your house, the shows you watch, all over the place. Imagine if the Chinese hackers could break into the thermostats in people's houses. And they'll go into Texas in a heat wave and shut everybody's AC off and just kill thousands of people in Texas. Or vice versa. Let's go up to North Dakota in January and shut everybody's heat off and just freeze a bunch of people to death. What's to stop them from doing that? It doesn't even have to be a massive attack. The problem is the amount of cyber attack attempts, at least, against this country are increasing every single day. And our solution as a nation is to open more doors for these people to attack us on a micro and macro level. If you don't see the problem there, I don't know what to tell you. And I know people that work in this industry, so I should get them on to defend themselves and their crimes against humanity. Should we get them on? One of them's my dad. Works in the smart home industry.
Maybe not.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.